Getting ready for the start of the second half, the conference opener for number 25, Utah State. And San Jose State in the Bay Area, a soggy night in San Jose. And a 3-point lead for Utah State. Against San Jose State, the Spartans hanging right with the nation's number 25 team. Along with Richie Schuler, Roxy Bernstein with you. And Richie, Utah State seemed to struggle a little bit trying to find a rhythm here, and San Jose State hanging right with the Aggies.
Utah State, they got to keep dominating the paint, but they have to reward themselves at the free throw line. They're shooting 40% from the stripe. San Jose State, though, will they keep shooting the ball the way they are now? 6 of 12 from the three. That's big for them.
That's got to keep up, and that's a key for Jean Prilo's team. As you look at San Jose State, when they've been good this year, they've shot the ball well.
And they've done a good job of that tonight. We just said 50%. You got Ivy from behind the arc in transition. Knight takes one with a hand in his face. The kick out three for Smith. And even the big fella, Anigwe, knocking down the three-point shot. Here's the thing, though. Utah State's Justin Bean, he has turned himself into an all-conference player. 12 points, 6 boards here in the first half. He catches the ball in the paint, and he just goes to work. Short corner, makes a great pass to his teammate for the slam home. Gets offensive rebounds and putbacks. He's all over the basketball, and what a great knack for the ball he has.
Big first half for Justin Bean with those 12 points and 6 rebounds. Utah State just 2 of 8 from 3. They did have 11 offensive rebounds, but stunningly the Aggies went 4 for 10 from the foul line.
Well, that's the thing that's hurting them right now, and usually that's something they're really good at. They're a team 77% free throw shooting teams. They're doing all the right things on the offensive end. Yeah, their 3 balls not dropping, but they're getting points in the paint. They're getting to the foul line. They're just not converting when they get to the stripe.
Sam Merrill played last 6.5 minutes of the first half with 2 fouls, limited to just 6 points. So Bean leads Utah State with 12, Diogo Brito with 7. San Jose State led in the first half by 6 from Christian Anigwe and Bray Ivy. Here is Sam Merrill looking to get on track and really get going here. San Jose State's done a nice job frustrating.
They have, and they're really denying him right now. Every time he's around the perimeter, they're taking him away by just denying him the ball.
Nice floater from Brock Miller, his first points of the night. Utah State has matched their largest lead of the game.
Well, I want to see San Jose State have that same aggressive mentality. A lot of teams come out of the locker room in the second half. They don't attack the way they were before. They don't look for the kick-out threes the way they were before. And the momentum is gone. I want to see San Jose State just take it out of him. You see it right there. Give it to the big fella. Let him go to work.
Samuel Jafet Matthias, the sophomore from London, England, the transfer from Wake Forest. Abel Porter stumbling. He was tripped. And a foul on San Jose State. It's the 3rd on Bray Ivy.
Porter has a sneaky athleticism to him. And multiple times in this game, he has driven himself into the blue paint. Get this, at 6'3", shortest player on the team. Roxy, if you were on that team, it'd be no question you were the smallest player on the squad.
That's correct. Here's Merrill. Well off on the 3, and maybe Omari Moore got a piece of it. He had a couple of blocks in the first half. Anigwe flat with the 3, and the rebound Utah State. The give and go, Merrill to the bucket. And a whistle, and we have a block. And a foul underneath on San Jose State as Merrill was attacking the bucket.
You see how good of a high IQ basketball player Sam Merrill is. He pushed the ball up the floor to the wing before he even crossed half court. Bean sees him cutting and gives it right back to him to make a play.
Second foul on Samuel Jafet Matthias. Sam Merrill now 2 for 4 from the line.
Coach Craig Smith talked about it. He said he's a better passer than he is a shooter, if you can believe it or not. He's a big-time three-point shooter.
Well, he's still 5th in Utah State history in assists.
That's incredible, isn't it?
He is 9th in scoring, 5th in assists, 3rd in threes, and 10th in steals.
Still has, what, 2/3 of a season left to play?
And the hoop scoop. This matchup is San Jose State, 26-game losing streak against ranked teams. The last beat a ranked team in December of '96 when they beat number 19 Alabama.
Long time ago. San Jose State frustrated again by the trap in the post by Utah State. They kicked it out for a 3-point shot. and they stepped out of bounds. So the turnover woes continue for San Jose State. They have to clean that up if they want to beat Utah State at home.
9 for the Spartans is Sam Merrill to miss. The rebound lost out of bounds underneath by Trevin Dorius. And it goes the other way with San Jose State.
Well, Trevin Dorius, I like what he brings to the table. He's a freshman. I don't think they expected him to play as much as he's been playing. Without Karvovsky in the lineup, he's ill for the second game in a row. Without Nimi Keita playing, another 7-footer for him. The freshman Dorius getting some quality playing time in his freshman year thus far.
And powering his way inside, Samuel Jafet Mathias. And a 2-point game, and taking advantage of Utah State without that size inside. Again, you mentioned it, Keita's yet to play this season. He's getting closer toward coming back for Utah State. He's one of the dominant big men in the country. Pretty reverse underneath, but then Trevin Dorius missing everything.
Keep attacking their paint if you're San Jose State. Give it to a post player inside or find somebody that can take it to them.
A 3 from the top off the mark from Samuel Jafet Mathias. And the loose ball tracked down Omari Moore, and then hustling for it, Trevin Dorius comes away with it for Utah State. The floater, pretty move by Brock Miller.
No, Brock Miller, I think he didn't play his best first half. 0-4 from the field. Got blocked twice in the same possession. He's come here in the second half. In the opening 3 minutes, he knocked down 2 mid-range shots.
Last year averaged 8 points a game, averaging up over 10 to start this season. Poked away from Christian Inigwe. Here comes Utah State 3-on-2. The bucket and the block. Another one for Omari Moore. He blocks the shot of Sam Merrill. Omari Moore is going to be a good one. Here's a 3. Off the mark from Seneca Knight, out of bounds to Utah State. But Omari Moore, with his length and his skill set, John Prelo is a nice young player to kind of build this program around.
He does. He has some good young talent. That's a good block shot with the left hand at that. Here's a guy that's playing on the defensive end of the floor, but on the offensive end, he's shooting nearly 60% from the field. And we talked about their game at UCLA had 11 points. You know, if you're an 18, 19-year-old kid and you go to a Power 5 program like UCLA and drop 11 on their home court, you got to feel pretty good about yourself as a basketball player.
4 blocks for Omari Moore, and San Jose State has 8. Spinning, Alfonso Anderson, and a foul hitting the deck, and Justin Bean and 1. Wow. He's taking a pounding tonight, yes. And somehow he got that one up and in. Largest lead of the night for Utah State. Keep talking about Christian Inigwe of San Jose State. His sister, she was pretty good, and still is. Well, the last foul was called on Christian Inigwe, but hoops clearly runs in the Inigwe family. His sister, she was a decent player over at Cal, Christine Inigwe, who was a 4-time All-American. For Lindsey Gottlieb, but by the way, is now coaching with the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA. But Christine Inigwe was taken 9th overall in the WNBA draft by Dallas. Just a magnificent career over in Berkeley, and younger brother following in big sister's footsteps in terms of coming up to the Bay Area. And we were talking to Christian earlier today about, all right, when was the time that you were able to finally beat Christine and kind of tip the scales a little bit in your favor in the one-on-one match?
What's she say?
Well, he said it was probably around my freshman to sophomore year, is Justin Bean with the miss from the foul line. When he started to physically get bigger and stronger, is when he could start to overpower her a little bit. And she was a freshman in college.
Well,
that's what little brother says. We have to check with Christine on that.
We need to get her
for verification. We only have one side of the story.
If Christine, you're watching the game now, call us. We need to get to the bottom of this.
Or tweet us.
Tweet us, yeah.
Richard Washington missing the 3. And a stroke from downtown from Alfonso Anderson, and some separation finally for number 25, Utah State.
Well, Utah State is just continuing to play well. They're starting to shoot the ball a little bit better than they did in the first half. But the calling card for San Jose State in the first half was knocking down the 3-point ball. They're not shooting that percentage so far in the first 5 minutes of the second half.
Double dribble by Samuel Jafet Mathias. as Utah State on a 7-0 run right now. Sunday, an early season conference game. How about this one? Speaking of conference play, we have a matchup at conference play tonight. The ACC, Cole Anthony and number 7 North Carolina in Charlottesville to take on number 5 Virginia, 4 Eastern on the ACC network and the ESPN app. Both coming off losses. Brock Miller missing a 3.
Biggest difference in that game, though, Virginia holds teams to 44 points per game. That's astounding.
And a steal for Justin Bean, who dove for it. Another San Jose State turnover. That's 12 for the Spartans. Alfonso Anderson just lost it out of bounds. So the notable results from the ACC Big Ten Challenge, which has been going on the last couple of days. And how about that Louisville-Michigan matchup? Louisville, really good. Chris Mack's team. Duke last night, spoiling the night for Michigan State, and also Draymond Green's retirement in Jersey. And a foul is going down is Ralph Agee, and in the ball game for the first time is Craig Lessen. We didn't see him in the first half, and Lessen is a guy that averages 8 points per game. The senior from Sweden, finally getting in here in the second half.
Well, he's a good player, and you wonder sometimes when a player doesn't play the first half. It's obviously a coach's decision, could be disciplinary.
And Jean Prelot gave us no indication that there was anything there. And shoot around today, he went through it just like everybody else.
Coach Prelot, he's still searching though. He's still searching for the right lineups. He's still trying to figure out what's going to work best for his team. I'll tell you what he did in the first half worked, and they were right there with Utah State the entire game. Well, you talk about the challenge between the Big Ten and the ACC. You look at the top 10 rankings right now, 7 of the 10 teams are either ACC or Big Ten teams. It just shows you how dominant those two conferences are.
Can I say something?
Please.
It's early.
It's very
It's early.
It's early. How about Juwan Howard's squad from Michigan going from unranked to number 4 in a matter of days?
Look, we've seen number 1s fall already.
3 in the month of November.
Michigan State, Duke. And Duke losing at home to Stephen F. Austin. Shot clock winding down. Spartans don't realize it, and a shot clock violation. 13th turnover.
When you have a program, San Jose State has struggled as of late. Coach Prelot comes from a terrific basketball background as a player and assistant coach, but to the NCAAB tournament and postseasons a lot. And he's trying to bring that tenacity and flavor here to San Jose State. But when you have a team and a program without that tradition as of late, it is very hard. Players are sensitive. When the ball's not dropping, defense doesn't tend to play as well. What a great man. What a great entertainer. Well, here's a guy.
What a great inspiration.
Absolutely. Helped raise funds for the V Foundation for over 20 years. Long before he was even diagnosed with cancer. Favorite Stuart Scott quote? You got one?
Oh, yeah. As cool as the other side of the plate.
Booyah.
9-point lead for Utah State, number 25 team in the country. Mountain West opener tonight against San Jose State. And a spin move on the block by Alfonso Anderson. He's in double figures with 10.
They've been going down inside to him. I like how he finished that with the left hand. Having a great season he is. And down in the Jamaican Classic when they played LSU in Texas, he was 21.5 points per game down in there.
11-0 run. Rather 9-0 run for Utah State. As Ralph Agee is fouled. And the first on Alfonso Anderson.
Did you see that position? Incredible position by Agee. He got his defender all the way in the middle of the paint, just buried him down inside, right in front of the top of the restricted arc there. And he had just great positioning. Just wasn't able to finish because of the foul.
Junior from Victorville down in the high desert. Played at East LA Junior College after spending his freshman year at Cal State Dominguez Hills. All right, you know the towns that make up the high desert? In Southern California. You're a Southern California guy.
I am. Well, I'm not from there, but yes.
I know, but you're a SoCal guy now.
I'm dubbed that now?
Yeah, well, where do you live? Southern California.
That's a good point.
So you're a SoCal guy. But Victorville, you have Apple Valley, you have Adelanto, Hesperia.
You know the town's better than me. There's that fine line when you move somewhere. Are you still an outsider or do you belong? And if you're saying I belong as a Southern California guy.
Do you think you belong? And a steal. Abel Porter. And hustling back and taking it back is Zach Chappelle. Chappelle to the bucket. Fumbles it, recovers. Lesend to the bucket. Gets the roll.
San Jose State needed that. They need a little bit of confidence. You see their defense has struggled a little bit. Their offense has struggled a little bit. This is a team that is very tender with their confidence these days.
And a block inside, and it's out of bounds to Utah State.
Well, it's a good pass by Porter down inside to Anderson. But I tell you, they got two guys swatting down inside San Jose State. Lesend, AG.
9 blocks for San Jose State tonight.
That's incredible.
Here's Merrill. Stepping out, a 3 on the way. Too strong from Alfonso Anderson. Omari Moore brings it up for San Jose State.
Keep attacking if you're San Jose State. They did a good job of getting inside the paint in the first half and then having some kick-out threes.
Greg Lesend, bodied, gets it up and in anyway. So back-to-back buckets. San Jose State within 7. They had 6 threes in the first half, and they have not hit a 3 since halftime. Sam Merrill's a little out of sorts and trying to get on track, and he gets an and 1. 9 now for Merrill.
Merrill is not a terrific athlete, but he has an ability to get to the basket. Good crossover move. Just enough space to get his shot off. That's an easy 2 for him.
Tuesday, the 25th annual Jimmy V Classic from Madison Square Garden. Number 1 Louisville takes on Texas Tech at 7 Eastern. Then it's Indiana and UConn. Both games are on ESPN and the ESPN app. The Jimmy V Classic presented by Corona from the Garden. We're at the event center tonight in the 408. We're in San Jose.
Yes, we are. Chris Beard's Texas Tech team, they dropped 2 straight out in Vegas over the holiday. Now they're going to play number 1 Louisville. Jordan Wara, 22 points a game, 78 boards. He is a force to be reckoned with.
Sam Merrill just 2 for 5 at the line, now 3 for 6. Reaches double figures just inside 12 minutes to go. And the lead at 10. Utah State has led by as many as 11 tonight. And it's a couple of their big men still. Nice pass inside to Christian Anigwe.
I don't know who's teaching the post players at San Jose State, but man, they really get great positioning with their footwork.
Rattles out from Diogo Brito. Anigwe the rebound and a foul on Utah State. It's the second on Alfonso Anderson.
Take a look at Anigwe. Look at number 11. Look at that. He has his defender all the way up the lane. So he's playing on the bottom side of him. Gets great foot positioning on all the offensive player on his teammate. All he has to do is just drop the ball down inside to him. He's got an easy dunk.
You think that's how Big Sis does it also?
You think so?
I think so.
Has she tweeted you yet?
No. So maybe the story is true. Shot clock at 10. Richard Washington. Tough pull-up. Good defensively by Sam Merrill, well played, but the offensive rebound, and Washington gets a fresh shot clock for San Jose State. Omari Moore, and the block from Justin Bean.
Fell behind. Sam
Merrill to the bucket. Misses the layup, and another rebound for Anigwe. That's 6. 51-43 Utah State. Greg Lesend, the turnaround. A good box out by Abel Porter, and Utah State claims the rebound.
The Spartans are getting good looks at the basket. They're getting some really good looks. They're getting some shots that they want. And what's been one of their biggest woes all year is just shooting percentage.
Abel Porter. And pulled down by Craig Lassen. San Jose State brings it up. Trey Smith, who hit a 3 in the first half, missed everything that time. And Utah State with a rebound just inside 10 minutes to play.
6 of 12 from 3 in the first half. They missed all 5 here in the second half. That's the difference in the score. And you can tell they're playing just a little bit slower.
Is Utah State having an effect on them?
I think so, too. I think Utah State, you see them playing with a little more energy here in the second half.
And Merrill missing a good look. And he's clearly frustrated. He was just yelling to himself, heading to the other end.
Looks frustrated. He also looks winded. A lot of times when players are taking those outside shots, they hit the front of the rim. Sometimes they're short because their legs are tired.
Sen and a reach in. That's 3 on Sam Merrill.
Don't want one mistake to turn into 2. He missed the 3-point shot. I wouldn't call that a mistake, but he missed the 3-point shot. He looks fatigued. He goes down the other end, and he reaches. And there you go. Brock Miller's going to sub in for him, give him a blow. He'll probably come back in at about the 7.5-minute mark.
4th team foul against Utah State. Breather for Sam Merrill, the reigning Mountain West Player of the Year. He was also the Mountain West Tournament Most Outstanding Player, helping Utah State win the championship in Las Vegas.
They get hot at the end of last year. Everybody talked about it was going to be all Nevada, all Nevada. And Nevada didn't play as good as they did early in the season down the late stretch. Utah State just took over.
That's a deep 2 from Seneca Knights. Well, last season, the conference opener for Utah State was in Reno, and they were throttled. They were pounded by Nevada. And that may have been the best game Nevada played from start to finish, because a lot of the time last year, Richie, they would get complacent in games, get big leads, blow it, or fall behind as Justin Bean answers for Utah State. But they fall behind and get down 14, then they make a run, and they do it all the time. It's like they were bored a lot of the time. But Utah State kept improving and getting better as the season went on. Here's a steal and a break. Diogo Brito swatted by Christian Inigwe and a foul. Craig Smith wants to goaltend, but I don't think so.
Well, it's all predicated on the fact that Brito used the shot fake to get the defender in the air. People forget that. In transition, you don't have to just get it and go right up. There's opportunities like this, like pass from Porter to Brito. He recognizes a shot blocker, a little fake in the air, and that gets his defender swinging at it, and that's how they got the foul.
First foul on Omari Moore. Diogo Brito is 13 for 13 from the line this season. And the broadcaster's jinx strikes again. Every fan right now in Logan, Utah is yelling at their TV. Couldn't you wait till after he shot him?
His name is Roxy Bernstein, everybody.
He makes the second. So now he's 14 for 15 from the line this year. 9-point lead for Utah State. Clock at 10. Here's Christian Inigwe. 5 on the timer. Omari Moore tries to turn the corner. Off balance. And there is another hustle rebound, and ripping it away is Justin Bean.
A great defensive possession.
Another double-double now, 16 points, 10 rebounds.
Who would have thought the former walk-on, who's now a sophomore, would be the only player in the Mountain West Conference averaging a double-double.
Here's Bean. Kick. Diogo Brito. Too strong on the 3. The long rebound. There's Bean hustling. On the reload, Brito missing a second 3. And the rebound, Seneca Knights.
What great hustle by Bean to keep that play alive.
Deep 3. Way short from Seneca Knight, out of bounds. And it goes to Utah State. 7:11 remaining. 9-point lead for Utah State. Maybe Original Joe's will stay up if they know Richie Schuler's coming.
I'm there.
Well, a trip around the Mountain West on the opening night of conference play, and we mentioned San Diego State earlier, that big win over Colorado State. How about the game in Vegas tonight? Double overtime. UNLV actually at Fresno State, 81-80. They knock off the Bulldogs. So a huge win on the road for TJ Otzelberger.
I'm a big fan of TJ Otzelberger. I think he's going to get it done at UNLV.
First-year coach, non-conference win for Nevada and Reno against Santa Clara. And boy, Justin Bean is everywhere for Utah State.
This is how they've been playing. I mean, that's his 11th rebound right there. Just the hustle, the tenacity, the grit. This Utah State team is having to play that old-fashioned mentality, the roll-up-the-sleeves type way. They're 3 of 15 from behind the arc, but they're out-rebounding San Jose State by 5. They have 36 points in the paint, a bunch of second-chance points. And they're just having to get after it to play here on the road. It's a tough place to play.
54-45 Aggies, as they will play Fresno State at home on Saturday. Brock Miller from downtown.
Such a quick release. When Brock Miller has his feet set, either in transition or in a half court like that, and he doesn't hesitate to shoot it, just catch and launch. He's got a really high percentage.
Started now 44 of his 49 career games in a Utah State uniform. Greg Lessen. San Jose State whips it around. Inside, Lessen gets the roll off the heel of the rim, and after not playing in the first half, he has 6 here since halftime.
Just a simple flash to the middle of the paint. Perimeter players looking for the post players inside and making the play. That's the hard thing, is a lot of times perimeter players do not look for post players inside. This San Jose State squad looks for the big men.
Off balance, tough shot, Sam Merrill.
San Jose State down 12 is going to have to make a run here. They're going to have to look for some of these outside shots. Utah State doing a great job at taking them away. Not just keep going inside and grind away, but you got to do a little bit better job on the defensive end.
Step back and air ball from Craig Lessen. And it stays with San Jose State, and 5:39 to play. Yeah, Jean Prilo needs somebody to get hot and knock some shots down. And Richard Washington coming back in. Maybe he can be that guy. And again, after making 6 threes in the first half, San Jose State has not made a 3 since halftime.
You have to credit Utah State for making some adjustments, though. They're doing something different, putting a little more pressure on the basketball, doing a little bit better job of leaning towards those three-point shooters to try to prevent them from taking the 3 by moving on the fly to the pass, getting a hand up in the face right at the right time.
Shot clock winding down. Gray Ivy cut off in the corner. Here's Washington. Fouled on a 3 by Brock Miller. Disbelief from the Utah State sophomore.
San Jose State moving the ball around in desperation. Brock Miller goes to contest a shot. Yeah, he got a piece of the wrist, no doubt. Well, did he get the shot off in time, though? Do you see the? Ooh, I'm not sure that he did. I'm not sure that he did.
The ruling on the floor is a foul on Miller and 3 shots for Richard Washington. Michael Reed on the left, working with Tommy Nunez on the right. Jimmy Cassis, our officiating crew for this Mountain West Conference opener. They're determining, did Richard Washington get the shot off in time? I think he just did.
I think you're right. I think you're right. Yeah, he did. There's no doubt. Look, right there, it's that one still, and the ball's in the air. Good. So San Jose State, chance to knock down 3 free throws. They got to make a run here at some point. At some point, you got to think they're going to pick up full court pressure, maybe try to force a turnover. A lot of times teams wait until it's too late to start picking up full court instead of trying to chip away when there's still a few minutes on the clock.
So at the monitor, Michael Reed, Tommy Nunez. 59-47 Utah State. 5:28 to go with Richie Schuler and our ESPN crew. Roxy Bernstein with you from San Jose. And Mountain West Conference play starting tonight. So they'll have a couple of games this week where Utah State then will host Fresno State on Saturday. San Jose State travels to San Diego State for a game Sunday. Then they'll go back to non-conference play, then resume league play right around New Year's. And here was the preseason poll for the Mountain West, a unanimous preseason winner in terms of how people think that the league will finish with Utah State. And then there's San Jose State at the bottom. But San Jose State, the way they've shown so far, you go to Hofstra and win. They've hung tough for a lot of this ball game with Utah State. If they're the worst team in the league's better.
I think they're a team that's going to continue improving. And if they've continued to improve at the rate they've had, by late January, early February, I think they're going to be a tough team to play. I mean, they have some really good pieces. I think for them, it's more about confidence. They get good shots off. They play solid defense. It's a great defense. They play solid defense. No, but their shots just aren't dropping. They're young, and their shots aren't dropping. The shooting percentage is low. When they get that higher, I think they're going to be fine. You have to put the ball in the basket to win some games. It's a well-coached group of kids.
And take better care of the ball.
That's part of the youth you're talking about.
Yeah. Sam Merrill going underneath.
He wants it. Look at him. He's asking for the ball down inside the post.
Backing down Craig Lacen. And Merrill flips it up and in somehow. How about that? The craftiness of Sam Merrill.
Sam Merrill at 6'5", saying, give me the ball. I want a piece. The 6'9" Lacen.
There's Lacen. And a foul. It's a push on Diogo Brito. His second foul. In the Mountain West Conference early season scoring leaders, with Derek Alston of Boise leading the way, Jazz Johnson, who's really one of the few returnees at Nevada, Mari Hardy for UNLV, and there is Sam Merrill fourth. Last year, Merrill averaged over 20 points per game, finished second.
You know what, though? Craig Smith said, I remember during media day, he was talking and he said, no, we really hope that Sam doesn't have to score as many points this year.
First three of the second half for San Jose State, Seneca Knight. And it makes it a 9-point game. Well, there certainly is more balance to Utah State this year, especially once they get Amias Queta back.
Oh, yeah. Queta's huge. Big-time defender, big-time rebounder.
Last year's Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Year as well as Freshman of the Year. The pull-up from the elbow, and Justin Bean continues to impress.
He is so fundamental. You see his stroke inside 15 feet. Can knock down the three-point ball, too, but you see that off the bounce. Here's a guy that's getting rebound after rebound, scoring in the paint, and he's making plays in the perimeter, too.
Richard Washington missing a good look. And the rebound, Justin Bean, is 12. 11-point lead for number 25, Utah State. 3:35 to go. Utah State 7-1.
Good pass right there in the middle of the zone.
And the roll for Alfonso Anderson.
Not just a great pass, but a beautiful cut by Anderson. Right there to the middle of the paint. You want to get the ball on the elbow against zone defenses, and even a matchup zone like that.
Craig Lacen to the bucket. Battles out, and another rebound for Justin Bean. No hurry now. Utah State with the ball and a 13-point lead.
This is great. Utah State, if you're them, this is what you got to do. Just run out the clock. They're not going to make you shoot the basketball. They're not going to pressure you as much. Just run out as much time as you can. You got a good lead. 2 minutes to go.
Sam Merrill, pull up three. Rattles out. Bean on the offensive glass. And misses the putback, and a foul going for the rebound. It's on Anderson. Third on Anderson, but the story has been Justin Bean tonight for Utah State.
All over the place. Mid-range shots, a zillion rebounds, getting to the basket. Justin Bean doing it all for Utah State.
Sunday on ABC. And the ESPN app will have the Lone Star Showdown, the battle on the hardwood between Texas A&M and Texas in the new Dickies Arena in downtown Fort Worth. 3 Eastern, 2 Central. Their first meeting since the Aggies beat the Longhorns, the 2015 battle for Atlantis. Texas A&M and Texas. Sunday on ABC, ESPN app. Buzz Williams against Shaka.
What? It's 2 great names.
Yeah. Buzz, Shaka.
Buzz for Shaka. feeling the buzz.
Seneca Knight at the line for for San Jose State, rather, after Utah State's 7th team foul. And a 1-and-1, it's the bonus for the Spartans. Knight 0 for 1 from the line tonight. One more coming, sophomore from Lafayette, Louisiana. He has 11 to lead San Jose State. Bean with 18 to lead all scorers for the Aggies.
And you're going to see San Jose State now. They're going to push up full length of the floor, try to force us to turnovers.
And forcing Utah State to call a timeout with 2:26 to go. 11-point lead for number 25, Utah State. Big night for Justin Bean, an emerging star for Craig Smith at Utah State.
It's got to be. I mean, he's terrific. Best rebounder on the team without Keita in the game. And without him being injured and haven't played yet this season, averaging 15 points a game, but a big night he's having tonight. Great thing about Justin Bean is inside out. He's versatile, and he's so tough and hard-nosed. He just gets it done, has a knack for the ball, and has absolutely zero fear on the court.
Here is the full court pressure from the Spartans.
If you're Utah State, you break that press. It took away about 12 seconds off the shot clock. Now you just run it down until you get a shot right before the buzzer, about 5 seconds out.
Abel Porter. There's 5 to shoot. Sam Merrill going inside. Bean underneath. And it's tipped out of bounds, and it stays at this end as the shot clock went off. And so under 2 minutes, they can go to the monitor to check and see if the call on the floor is correct. But I also wonder, Richie, about the shot clock as well, because the shot never hit the rim.
That's a great point. Now, this is going to be considered a team rebound. But you make a great point.
So they'll usher the teams.
Remember, the new rule is anytime there's an offensive rebound, the shot clock doesn't go back up to 30, it goes to 20. So you're right, the ball didn't hit the rim, the ball went out of bounds right as the shot clock was expiring. So the ball went out of bounds, they reset it to 20.
So look at the clock there at the other end. All right, here is Bean going underneath, trying the reverse.
Brito comes in.
And there it goes out of bounds as Brito and Knight were hustling for it. And it went out of bounds. And the ruling on the floor is Utah State ball. But then you're also the shot clock appeared to expire. But I don't think the ball hit the rim on the shot from Bean.
I'm curious. No, I don't think so either. I'm curious what the officials decide here. It's probably going to be San Jose State ball. But what I love is we just saw that split screen. Both coaches talking to their teams. Both coaches talking about this is what we're going to do on offense. And this is what we're going to do on defense. But you're right. Ball never hit the rim. It might have hit the bottom of the square. But I don't think it hit the bottom of the rim. Let's see, did it hit it here? Watch Brito come in. Number 24. Ball hasn't hit the rim yet. It doesn't hit the rim there.
So this should be a shot clock violation and out of bounds to San Jose State. Right?
At best, it's 1 or 2/10 of a second. Yes, I would agree with you.
Again, the ruling on the floor is out of bounds Utah State.
Going to keep it here.
They're going to put 1 second on the shot clock. Okay, so the shot clock did not expire. Shot clock at 1, Utah State ball on the baseline.
Oh, keep an eye on Utah State's number 34, Justin Bean. He's on the left side, left bottom of your screen. Watch him come around off a screen off Brito for a possible lob. There it is. And Merrill.
Abel Porter, there is Merrill from the corner. And the tip, and it's controlled by the Spartans.
They got to score in a hurry and then get right into their press.
Seneca Knight over to Bray Ivy. And deflected out, stays with San Jose State. 11-point game, a minute 39 to go.
Look at the numbers here. I mean, Utah State has held San Jose State to 21 points in the second half. At 33 at halftime. What an effort by the Aggies.
And a reach in on Bean will put Inigwe at the line. Third on Justin Bean. And Christian Inigwe. 18 fouls, so 1-and-1. The sophomore from Phoenix, 1 of 2 at the line tonight. 55% on the year. Started each of the first 9 games now for Jean Prilo. And the rebound. Diogo Brito, but the hustle from San Jose State. And diving for it was Bray Ivy, and it belongs to the Aggies. They're in a difficult spot to inbound to the backcourt.
This is to an advantage here. That's a very difficult spot to rebound because you have the baseline and the sideline to contend with. It's almost like having 2 extra defenders. If they can get a trap on the inbound at the baseline or sideline, very well could force a turnover. That's not where they wanted it to be fast to. Utah State, great job. Get the ball in the middle of the floor. Now walk it up and use some clock. I don't think they're going to play the foul game.
He's not now. Here's Porter out top. 5 to shoot. Porter splits a double team. The scoop and a foul. With 2 on the shot clock, Porter gets 2 free throws.
And I think that's really great coaching by Craig Smith. They used 28 seconds of that shot clock. They had the discipline, even though Brock Miller had a wide open look on the wing. No, we're going to run some more clock. We have a good lead here with a minute and some change. We'll get a shot off in the last 5 seconds of the shot clock. And here they're going to get to the free throw line to add some points on it too.
2 shots for Porter. 2 of 3 at the line now for the senior who graduated last spring from Utah State, got his degree in business administration, is now pursuing a master's. He also had an eventful spring as he got married last May as well.
Look at this. There's 3 players on the Utah State roster that are married. They're the 3 shortest players on the team. It's the 2nd tallest team in the nation.
Nice move inside, but Seneca Knight can't get it in. And the rebound tipped out to Utah State. And leaking out, Diogo Brito to the basket, lays it in. And Utah State up 15. And the Mountain West opener, the drop-off and the lay-in from Seneca Knight. Utah State will improve to 8-1. The Spartans will fall to 3-6 as Porter is bumped by Richard Washington. And 31 seconds to go. Utah State headed to the line, and they'll have Fresno State at home on Saturday, then jump out of league play. BYU in a game in Salt Lake City coming up in a couple of weeks. South Florida, then Florida. So some challenging games coming up for number 25 Utah State.
I'm looking forward to those ones. BYU, the battle they had tonight against Utah. Florida, another big time program.
What a comeback by Utah against BYU in Salt Lake City tonight.
Yeah, BYU, TJ Halls goes out in foul trouble.
Yoli Childs had some cramping issues, had to leave the game. He just became eligible for BYU.
Yeah, nice little lead, and both those happened in the last 3 or 4 minutes.
Rylan Jones hit a huge 3 late to force overtime. And then Utah took advantage of it in overtime to knock off BYU. There's a 3 from Seneca Knight.
Got to pressure full court, try to get a steal, try to get a quick 3.
23 seconds. Sean Bairstow in the game, and now Utah State will just try to chew up the clock.
There's no reason to foul here, but you got to be. I'm personally impressed. Utah State found a way. You know, they didn't play their best in the first half. They found a way in the second half to prevent 3-point shots by San Jose State and play a terrific defensive half.
And give Jean Prilo and San Jose State credit. They made it difficult for Craig Smith and Utah State here tonight.
This is the best team that Coach Prilo's had, and I think they're going to be okay. I don't think they're going to finish last in the conference as they were preseason voted. This team is skilled. They're athletic. They got guys that can shoot the ball. They just got to play with more confidence.
So Utah State has won 24 the last 25 from San Jose State as they pull away late for a 12-point victory in their Mountain West Conference opener. For my partner, Richie Schuler, and our ESPN crew, Roxy Bernstein saying so long from the Bay Area. Again, the final, number 25, Utah State 71, San Jose State 59.